I have a bit of a confession to make. When I'm out at a restaurant and the bill comes, I I still panic a little bit.
Oh, the dreaded tip calculation.
Right. I mean, I'm an adult, but calculating the tip makes me feel like I'm right back in third grade math class.
You're definitely not alone in that. And it's funny because it's the classic calculator problem.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we have these massive AI models that can write beautiful poetry and complex code, but historically, if you ask them to just add two massive numbers together, they completely hallucinate.
Yeah, we usually assume that for an AI to be smart at math, it needs to be huge, billions of parameters consuming massive amounts of energy. But the research we're doing a deep dive on today just flips that entire assumption on its head.
We are looking at the smallest edition transformer challenge. And the mission was simple but brutal.
Very brutal.
Create an AI that can perfectly add two 10-digit numbers, but use the absolute minimum number of brain cells or parameters possible.
Just to give you a sense of scale here, modern language models have hundreds of billions of parameters. In this challenge, researchers were racing to get a model to work with fewer than 7,000.
So it's a real David versus Goliath story, but for neural network efficiency.
Right.
So let's look at the first contender. This solution was actually designed by the AI agent ClaudeCode,
And it managed to build a model with only 6,080 parameters.
which achieved 100% accuracy. But looking at the methodology, it didn't do it by inventing some crazy new kind of math. It did it by cleaning up the data.
Exactly. It focused entirely on formatting. Claude realized that tiny models just get confused by position.
Right. If you have a 3-digit number and a 10-digit number, the model just struggles to line up the columns.
So first, it used zero padding. It just added zeros to the front of the shorter number, so every single input was the exact same length.
Which is pretty standard practice in data science. But the second thing it did was the real game changer. It made the AI write the answer backward. And if you think about it, that actually mimics how we do math on paper, doesn't it?
It really does. Think about the mechanics of it. You start from the right, the ones column, and you carry the remainder over to the left.
But standard language models generate text left to right, starting with the biggest number.
Right, so usually an AI is trying to predict the billions place before it has even calculated the ones place.
It's working against itself.
Exactly. So by reversing the output, Claude forced the model to generate the ones digit first. It aligned the AI's thought process with the actual algorithm of addition.
Meaning the carryover information was available exactly when the model needed it. And the training logs for this are just fascinating because they show this phenomenon called grokking.
Well, grokking is wild. For thousands of training steps, the model's accuracy was basically zero. I mean, it looked like it was learning absolutely nothing.
And then suddenly, boom, the graph just goes vertical.
A total phase transition. It rocketed to 100% accuracy almost instantly. It didn't memorize the answers. It just suddenly clicked on the underlying algorithm.
That moment where the light bulb turns on is what literally every engineer is chasing. And if you're looking to spark that kind of innovation in your own projects, that's where today's sponsor comes in.
Silk.
Exactly. If you need help with AI training or automation or integration or software development,
Or uncovering where agents could make the most impact for your business or personal life.
you definitely need to check out embersilk.com for AI needs.
Absolutely. Now, jumping back into the ring, ClaudeCode set a record with roughly 6,000 parameters. But then, a researcher named Dimitris Papaliopoulos decided to stir the pot.
He asked another AI agent, Codex, to beat that record.
And Codex didn't just beat it, it completely crushed it. Codex built a fully accurate model with just 1,644 parameters.
Which is microscopic in the AI world.
Truly.
But the approach was totally different. Codex acted like a ruthless specialist using something called pair tokens.
Right, so instead of reading digits one by one, like a 3 plus a 7, it fused the columns together into single symbols.
Like turning 3 and 7 into a unique token, like P37.
It's a brilliant compression trick. It shifted the complexity away from the math and right into the tokenization.
And I just love the personality difference between the two AIs here. ClaudeCode acted like this polished academic. It wrote a 10-page paper in LaTeX explaining its highly generalizable methodology.
And Codex, it wrote a dry 6-page memo. It was basically a busy engineer just saying, here's the fix, it works, don't ask me questions.
But the bigger picture here is incredibly optimistic. These agents didn't just write code, they conducted independent research.
Yeah, they did. They ran sweeps, tested hypotheses, and discovered that for this specific task, the width of the network actually mattered more than the depth.
So we're rapidly moving from AI just answering our questions to AI actually acting as a research partner, helping us understand the very physics of intelligence.
Exactly. Different agents just have different grooves. Claude optimized for a general solution, while Codex optimized for raw efficiency. It shows us that moving forward, we won't just ask an AI to solve a problem.
We'll ask different AIs to solve it in different ways to understand the problem better.
Exactly.
That is a fantastic takeaway, and it really makes you wonder. I mean, if simply reversing the numbers, just changing the format, turns an impossible task into an easy one for a tiny AI,
What other complex global problems are currently hard just because we haven't found the right way to format the data yet?
the solutions are definitely out there. We just need to look at them from the right angle.
A very hopeful thought to end on.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.